I want to read for you guys from Mark 13. In Mark 13 it says, "Take heed lest any man fool you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am the Messiah, and shall deceive many. But when you hear of wars and rumors of wars to come, do not be troubled, for these things have to happen, but the end shall not be then. Nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There will be earthquakes, there will be famines, there will be troubles. But these are only the beginnings of sorrows. Now listen good, for they shall deliver you up to councils, and in synagogues you shall be beaten. You shall be brought before rulers and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them. The gospel, or good news, must be published among all nations. When they lead you and deliver you up, take no thought beforehand what you shall say. Don't premeditate. But whatever is given to you in that hour, you speak, for it will not be you that speaks, but the Holy Ghost. Now brother will betray brother to the death, and father the son, and children shall rise up against their parents, and shall cause them to be put to death. You shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. But he that endures to the end, the same shall be saved." What's really awesome about what I just told you guys is that when you are loving and kind, in the face of all of these things, when you try to do good, there always will be adversity. There always will be a time where you will have to decide if you're going to continue to do good, or you're going to continue to back off from that and give in to the pressure. You'll find that I don't cease to give videos to you guys, but it's not because I don't like you guys. It's because I realize that there's difficulties that I have to face every single time I put out a video. You guys don't know, I do videos like sometimes 7, 8 times because of so many adversities I face just to put out a video. And quite frankly, when you're trying to do good in this world, if you were trying to do evil, it'd be easy. But when you try to do good in this world, you're going to meet adversity. So I encourage you guys to continue to do good, but don't try to fixate your mind on a particular way to go about doing this good. Have a set of ideals and values. And when you have ideals and values in your life, you find that it becomes easier to move forward in whatever you're doing. So, let's get on to Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman here is almost 76 years old since her inception. In 1967, like I said before, Linda Harrison, along with another actress, portrayed Wonder Woman in a very short pilot, about 4 minutes, that appeared on the television screen. But the movie was not continued. It could not be, for reasons based on style and people's acceptance of it. They scratched that idea. Kathie Lee Crosby came in 1974 with a completely different version of Wonder Woman that was really depicted in the comics in the 60s. That lasted but a year. And then Linda Carter came back with the iconic Wonder Woman, slightly updated, and the world latched on to Wonder Woman. After this, there were actually a number of actors who sort of played Wonder Woman. Like in Smallville, Erica Durance, she dressed up, it was a dress-up day I think, as Wonder Woman, even though she was playing the actress Lois Lane. Again, Adrianne Palicki in 2011 was involved in a pilot, once again, that did not get off the ground. In fact, it didn't even get onto television, which is even worse. And this pilot, we have glimpses of it on YouTube. Now, after that, we had Erica Durance playing dressed up Wonder Woman in Harry's Law, which was very interesting. Harry's Law was like a spin-off, a follow-up on Smallville. And then we now have Gal Gadot, who's going to bless us on the movie screen with Wonder Woman. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. And you'll notice that I haven't said anything about how the critical reception of this film is. And the reason I'm not going to say anything about that is because, very importantly, Wonder Woman is not dependent on critical reception. All critical reception may do is say how universally accepted the film actually is. But as to whether or not critical reception is important, it isn't really in the scheme of things. What is important is, does the audience receive it? Now, people say, well, critics are fans too. Yeah, they're fans, but they're a very insignificant percentage of the fans. They're a very, very small amount of them. So what's very important is to see if the audience likes this film. And if the audience does, that's what matters. Because critics have loved a lot of films, and they bombed at the box office. So it's not about how likable a film is by critics. And this is something I think studios should understand. It's nice to get liked by critics, but they're a very small percentage of the population. And they do not represent widespread views of the population, per se. That, though they have influenced people's mindsets going into a film, they are not the majority mindset of any film. Okay? They are a set of people who express their views, it's aggregated, and this is their opinion. Okay? So, instead of dwelling on that, I want to talk about the significance of Wonder Woman to the next generation. Now, particularly for little girls, this movie has been designed to not just target adults and teens, but also to target the young, the little children. It was modeled that way so that little children could have an impact. That's why it wasn't overly violent. And Patty Jenkins was specific in saying that she could have had Wonder Woman kill people, but she wanted it to be such that Wonder Woman did not kill anyone, or where possible, did not kill people in this movie. And that is because she's catering to the younger, the youngest of the young children. If she could, she would make the movie a PG movie, she said. So there was an intended purpose behind how Wonder Woman, though very skilled, fought, and a measure of her ideals. Patty Jenkins also emphasized that Wonder Woman was never fighting angry. She never fought in vengeance or wrath. And these are all important things for people to see, and hopefully the movie shows that. So, little girls, women who've been waiting for this movie for so long, and also teens, they all have been considered when this movie was being made. And I must say that it doesn't only target women and teens and little girls. Wonder Woman transcends gender, so that men are equal to see this movie for many reasons, and they're going to be in for much more than they thought. And also, little boys would love to see Wonder Woman, as well as teenagers. So this movie is for everyone. And particularly I want to speak about the protagonist, Steve Trevor. Steve Trevor shows also how a man can interact with a woman who may be in positions which make her more powerful than him, or she may be someone with attributes and skills which, generally speaking, are better than he has. Now, all I'm saying is that she shares attributes and skills. All I'm saying is that how Steve Trevor behaves in this movie helps little boys to understand how to treat and appreciate and value women who are better than you in a given area. Because I think this is sometimes an offense to some men out here. We see that the way how homes are aligned, women sometimes are the people who are earning the living. And men are disenfranchised, they feel, because they're not progressing in society and they're not earning their living. And these men sometimes become very violent, very depressing. They abdicate their position as men in society. These things are not necessary because, again, I think Steve Trevor can show you, you can be a man, you can be fully a man, and, you know, very comfortable in your skin, and still respect someone who is better than you, more stronger than you, more powerful than you, and appreciate that and work with it. And this is what Steve Trevor does in this movie. So I do believe that the true expression of feminism here, and not trying to do a movie on female domination, is beautifully balanced. How can we exist in a world that is flawed as ours, but work side by side? Understanding that we are different, but yet similar. I think that's the bottom line. I think the take-home message this movie will do. So I think this is very powerful for young boys, for men even, to see a dynamic that works, and that they don't have to be, you know, the tough guy. They can cry. They don't have to be the big, strong, powerful, bulky, you know, buff dude. That if you are part of a family, and most men are not big, strong, buff, and powerful. In fact, some men are not even stronger than their spouses. But that does not change their role in the family. Some men are sickly, and their wives have to take care of them. Some men are not physically strong, or they're not physically as fit as their wives. So what? We still pair up. And why do we pair up? Because we complement each other. We are able to work with this person. This is someone that helps you move forward, and you have to pair up as a family. There's a reason why there's a father and there's a mother. You have to pair up in society. Sometimes your writing partner for life, in business or whatever, is someone that has totally different skill sets and personality than you are. But it works. And these are the things that we have to understand in life. Diversity does not lead to problems. Diversity only leads to problems when people fear other people, when people are intimidated by other people, when people are intimidated of other outcomes, when they are not flexible to change. So I wanted to say that I try to be as constructive as I possibly can with my videos. And this video is a little long. It has been interrupted a bit, but I'm not going to redo this video. This video is going up on YouTube. And if you guys like this video, please comment, subscribe, share. If you want to put hell yeah in the comment section below, I'm cool with that as well. And if you can, please donate to this channel, because every single video I do here, I'm hoping not only helps us to move forward better as human beings, but also I'm hoping will challenge us to raise the bar on our expectations for ourselves. And instead of raising the bar on expectations for other people, why don't we keep the bar level and try to be as impartial as we can with each individual. I just want to say one more thing about movie to movie. I just realized this. People who are invested, that is to say they're interested in something, when somebody's interested in something, they seem to find more merit in it and enjoy it more than people who are not interested in the thing. if I were to speak about some of the reviews I looked at online, and I did look at some reviews, the people who were negative, they were tremendously in the minority, but the people who were really completely negative about the movie, I noticed that they couldn't see the value in it. A lot of them were not even able to feel the heart of the movie, and therefore echo the sentiments of the heart of the movie. And these are very intelligent people. But as I said in another article I was watching at, a woman whose expectations, she was looking forward to the Wonder Woman movie, and she was stating what she hoped some of the movie would state for her as a person. This was very personal to her. I noticed that some people misunderstood what she was saying. And they went into all kinds of things which were peripheral to her, the heart of her message. If you can't identify the heart of what someone is saying, you have to listen to people's hearts. If you can't understand the heart of what they're saying and then address that first before you even look to address the peripheral things, usually that person doesn't feel heard. Secondly, it shows that either you missed what they were saying or it just had no impact on you. And most people get caught up in all of the minor details of life, and they miss the major things that keep us all together. And the first thing you need to do, even if someone's controversial, is look for common ground that you and they share, that they're talking about. Think of them as a human being. I can't keep on re-emphasizing Joe Biden's speech, where he said, instead of looking at their motives, and sometimes their motives are horrible, that is true, but if you're a human being and they're a human being, look at their humanity first. Maybe hard, very challenging to do. It's a much more difficult thing to do, especially with some people who are very challenging to you, even the worst of them. But look at their humanity first and see if there's any merit in anything they're saying. Something, when we say merit, meaning something that you share, something that they may share with you, whether it's a fear or whatever. So see where they're coming from. And then, when you have to address whatever their issue is, you're able to address it. Now, there's a caveat to this. Some people are just incredibly stupid, and it's just what it is. It's nothing deeper than that. So you must be able to sift through and say, oh, there's nothing wrong with me, there's nothing wrong, this person is just that way. Okay, fine. But for the most part, most people speak from a place within themselves. And if you listen carefully, you'll get to the heart of what they're really saying. And once you get to the heart of that, it's all good. So I say this so that we can be more understanding of each other. There are people, though, that are incredibly just not right in the head, and they're just not right people, okay? So don't try to dig too deep where there's nothing to dig, okay? Be careful about that. But for the most part, most people online, they're people. They have dimensions. They care about people. They have families. People care about them. So you have to think of it like that. We are not just on here, and I'm not just somebody talking through YouTube videos to you about your favorite movie, and that's all I am. There's much more dimension to me, as with you who respond to this video. So think of things like that. Think of it as you're interacting with people. It's not just words on a keyboard. It's not just a mind that's only deals with one aspect of life, you know. And that'll give us a healthy respect of each other in spite of what our views are on different things. Okay? Some things great people one way, and one man's hell, as Chris Pine said, is another man's heaven, you know. What's his name? Danny Houston said it, actually, and Chris Pine just echoed it. So, there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember, if you can donate to my channel, please do. Any amount will do. I look forward to getting donations because I would like to do this as a living. And unfortunately for me, I can't just get views and that amounts to me getting paid because of where I live in the world. So, any donations, they are highly accepted. You guys have a great one.